Okay, welcome to this quick analysis of the opening of The Lost Boys. So we immediately have a non-diegetic sound of a song called Cry Little Sister. It's quite eerie, quite haunting, quite creepy, which fits with the genre of horror and the subgenre of vampires. And also some of the lyrics like Thou Shall Not Kill fits perfectly nicely with Michael and the dilemma he goes through later on the film. Will he kill and become a vampire like David, or will he fight back? And this shot is a aerial shot. It's almost like the point of view from the vampires. And we also hear diegetic sound of David laughing at some point during this sequence. So it's almost as if we, the audience, are riding along with the vampires, that we are flying with them. And also in this shot we have the moonlight. Now moonlight is often associated with the supernatural, and vampires and supernatural beings often come out at night, so this is why we have the moonlight. And this shot is a long take, it's quite long, so the idea of having no cuts is that so we get to experience what it's like to be flying with the vampires. And it also acts as an establishing shot of this fairground, so this breaks genre conventions of vampire films, so we don't have a old gothic castle here in modern 80s America. Now this shot here is slightly slowed down, so slightly slow motion. The idea is to highlight the importance of this character, also to establish the fact that he's not quite in the normal world, that there's something different about him. So this character David, if you take a quick look at him, so he is wearing a black costume, very much like Count Dracula, so black suggests he's mysterious, he's got a dark side, it also has connotations of death. And he's also got that spiky, punky blonde hairstyle. This links him to Billy Idol, who was a famous punk rocker in the 1980s. And this film is trying to be aimed at a more teenage audience. So hiring someone of a similar age and to look like a famous celebrity, in this case Billy Idol, would help to appeal to that teenage audience. And also behind his ear we see a cigarette. This shows us that he does have an addictive personality. He is a vampire, he's addicted to blood, and he's got an unhealthy lifestyle. So that's why we have that cigarette behind his ear, just to establish the fact that he has this unhealthy lifestyle. Also, we see David first before we see the other Lost Boys, the other members of the gang. That's just to suggest that that he is the leader. And also, this gang are doing something you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to be walking around on a carousel as it's moving. That shows that they don't play by the rules, that they are rebellious. They're all dressed up like rock stars as well, that you'd find from the 1980s, again appealing to that younger audience. And in this shot here, so this medium shot or two shot, so David is attracted to this female character, so he's preying on her just like Count Dracula does with the female characters in that film. This shows his predatory nature. And this fight that happened could represent this idea of the trouble that teenagers and young people get into. Right, so here we are introduced to this security guard character. Now he's got an important prop in his hand, he's got a baton, and he's quite aggressive with it. He's also quite big, quite overweight, and the fact he's quite aggressive, so that means this kind of singles him out that he's going to be a victim later on as well. So also he's not designed to be someone that we should care about, so when he is killed, it's not like a major character's been killed. Again, we have that shot here where it's slightly slowed down because there's something not quite right with this individual. So here we have a medium shot of the security guard walking. He's in low-key lighting, he's on his own, which suggests that he is potentially in a dangerous, unsafe environment. So we have diegetic sounds of laughing again, so we've got David's sinister laugh. We've also got the sound which sounds like maybe bats. So again, suggesting this supernatural presence. And this high angle shot or bird's eye view looking down security guard makes him very vulnerable. He's very small in the frame. So we've got this sound, almost bat-like sound. So creatures stalking its prey. So it looks very vulnerable. We've got that wind effect, which suggests that something is flying towards him. So this sequence, we have fast cutting in the editing to just show how brutal this attack is going to be. So lots of fast cuts. So it's quite aggressive, it's quite quick, this attack. We've got the diegetic sound of the security guard screaming to suggest that he's in trouble. And then all the sounds fade out. The attack is over. The security guard is now being killed, and it cuts to black, which also reinforces the fact that his life has now been ended.